Time for another installment of The Basics, and on today's show I want to get back to Magic the Gathering and talk about colorless lands. A lot of people still don't know what these do or what they are for, but I'm going to explain to you today why colorless lands are important and how to use them. Now, anyone that has ever played Magic the Gathering or knows a little bit about the game knows that there are 5 main colors in the game. White, blue, red, black, and green. And this applies to mana as well. All 5 of those colors are in mana, which are your land cards, which are used to tap creatures and spells and effects and all that. What also came out were these cards, which are colorless mana. And the primary purpose of these colorless land is to tap artifacts, because artifacts do not have a color. They are colorless in essence, and to have a separate pool of land to tap artifacts means you don't have to keep using all of your specific color land up and tapping it every turn. Now, colorless mana also does different things, and it's different depending on the card that you bring out. So for example, some colorless land comes into play tapped. In this case, for the Dimir Aqueduct, when Dimir Aqueduct comes into play, return a land you control to its owner's hand, or add blue or black to your mana pool. Tinder Farm. Tinder Farm comes into play tapped. Add green to your mana pool, or sacrifice Tinder Farm, add red and white to your mana pool. Sunscorched Desert. When Sunscorched Desert enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target player. Add a universal to your mana pool. That could be anything. Mouth of Ronom. Add 1 to your mana pool. 4 white, or sacrifice Mouth of Ronom. Mouth of Ronom deals 4 damage to target creature. So you get the idea that colorless land not only add to the said mana pool, but they also do different things and can help you in the game, dealing damage, coming into play tapped, and doing things for you. The other use of colorless mana is you can use it to boost your main colors with those mana pools, providing that you're playing with a multicolored deck. Because if you're playing with a single suit deck, using colorless mana really doesn't make any sense. I have one multicolored deck put together. It is my red and black deck, and I utilize about 4 or 5 multicolored lands or colorless lands to go with it, because I do have gold cards in that game, and they do complement, and some of them do special things like Geothermal Crevice comes into play tapped. Add red to your mana pool, or sacrifice Geothermal Crevice, add black and green to your mana pool. When you are selecting your mana to put in a deck, and I've said the rule of thumb is between 30 and 35%, if you are building a dual color deck or a tricolor deck, and you're planning on using colorless mana, you want to boost that to 40%, because you want to have at least 5 to 10% of colorless. Now, that all being said, I have encountered some players over the years who either really like using colorless mana in multi-decks, or they don't touch it at all, even if they have a deck that's 2 or 3 colors. Why that is, I'm not sure. And the colorless mana can be very beneficial to any multicolored deck. I would actually recommend using it as opposed to not putting in it. As I said, 5 to 10% of your total mana in that deck. That's all for today. Have a great day, everybody.